All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. I'm going to title this video, Them IDF Soldiers Will Be America's Worst Nightmare. Okay. The soldiers that Israel, okay, you know, because you got Esau, the so-called white man in the land of Israel. He's operating out of there, right? But he's not the real Jews. So the soldiers from that land, okay, are eventually gonna make their way to America, all right, because America is under Israel. All right, America takes orders from Israel. That's already clear. All right, you can see what's going on between the U.S. and Iran and how Israel is pulling the strings, right? So it only makes sense eventually that the IDF soldiers are going to make their way to America, and they're going to be patrolling the streets, keeping the American citizens in line. Okay, the reason why I say that these soldiers are going to be America's worst nightmare is because, number one, these soldiers are Edomites, all right, Amalek, right? And then number two, okay, just look at what they're doing to the Palestinians, all right, and how they're massacring them, Salakia. They're putting them through a massacre, all right? What they're doing to the women, what they're doing to the children, right? I was trying to find this video, but of course I'm not going to be able to find it. But I remember it was a video where it was this one guy. He was having a interview with the soldiers from Israel, right? And he was just basically asking them questions on why they commit so much violent acts upon people when they go inside of these lands. As I was saying, all of the soldiers, right, when they was being asked these questions, they were in the camera, they were laughing, right? And I remember the soldier said, basically, the IDF soldiers, they get joy out of going inside of lands, conquering the people, taking the young men out of those lands and sodomizing those young men, right? He said, we take the young men and we fuck them in their ass. You see, these are some sick individuals that are getting ready to come to America, man. And people have no idea, okay, as this war heats up even more, okay, Donald Trump just said that there's an 80 to 90% chance that we're going to do a ground invasion in Iran. When you do a ground invasion, okay, that causes for thousands of soldiers to be out there, all right? So that means a lot of bloodshed is going to be happening very soon between the U.S. military and Iran, and then you already know other countries are going to get involved and send their military out there. So what is America going to have to do? They're going to have to start sending out American citizens. The draft is coming, all right? Then there's going to be chaos in America, and they're going to have to, restore order, okay, and provide solutions. All right. And one of the ways that America is going to restore order amongst the American people, they're going to get these soldiers out here to, watch over people, to patrol the streets, to keep things in line. Right. Because, a police officer doesn't have as much authority as, these soldiers. OK, a police officer is restricted by all the laws and the penal codes and shit. A soldier from another country, okay, they could put a bullet in your head and walk off and get back to doing what they was doing. They're not going to court. They're not, They're not going to be held up on any charges. Okay. They could take, one of you American women, right? Go inside of your house, kick in that door. And this is the soldiers. These are the people that's supposed to be protecting the American people. The nigga could kick in that door where that bitch live, okay, and sexually abuse her, right? And nothing will happen to him. He'll just get back to doing what he was doing. This is what goes on all around the world, right, already, okay? This is what the American soldiers were doing when they went to Iraq and, all of these places out there in the Middle East. You think them American soldiers weren't taking advantage of, their authority, okay, when they get to these other places? Yeah, they definitely were. So what you think foreign soldiers is going to do when they get out here? All right. And America has a lot of good looking women out here too, man. All right. America has a lot of good looking women out here. Okay. And America, the women in America are completely clueless. You know what I'm saying? They don't think anything bad could happen to them. Everything's Disneyland. There's simps, there's betas, there's amusement parks. So the average American woman is not looking for her world to be shattered and her to be taken advantage of sexually or however, whatever judgment that the Lord brings to her through this situation right here. She's not looking forward to that. Neither is the American man. So when these soldiers get out here, okay, they're going to run this country down, and they're going to become the American citizen's worst nightmare. Okay, because Esau, he's starting a lot of rebellion. All right. They talking about a race war, right? Esau is counting on people to start rebelling against the government pretty soon. And that's what the scriptures say was going to happen. There's going to be a sedition among men, meaning an uprising against, authority in the government. And this is what Esau is counting on, right? This is why, gas prices are increasing, rent is increasing, the cost of living is getting worse. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, you just got all sorts of unfair shit going on, right? People feel suffocated, all right? It's only going to take one or two more, society crashing events to happen to where these people are getting ready to lose it, and it's getting ready to be all out chaos in the streets. And that's what Esau wants. He wants all out chaos in the streets so he could put these niggas out there. Okay. That's the perfect excuse. Okay. You know what? The chaos is out of control. We need to invoke martial law, and, we need to get our foreign soldiers out there, right, to watch over people. And them foreign soldiers is going to do whatever the fuck they want with you people. Okay. Now, I want to get something real quick. Where is it at? I want to get this real quick. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, I want to get, all right. So I was walking, in this city last weekend, and I was just walking, right? And there was a bunch of people outside, right? People having fun, people are asleep. You know what I'm saying? People don't know what the fuck going on. But as I was walking, it was a couple posters on a tree. I guess somebody posted some posters on a tree, and it was talking about the violence that the IDF soldiers are doing, okay, in these other places, to the Palestinians and in other countries and wherever, right? And I stopped and read it, and I was like, I got to take a picture on this, and I got to do a lesson, right? Because, what's on these posters is it's very eye-opening, because these are the same soldiers that they're getting ready to send out here, and they're going to do you Americans worse, all right, than what they're saying is happening in these other places. They're going to do you Americans worse, and because it's the wrath of the Lord. The scriptures talk about how the Lord is going to set his fury upon them. So these soldiers is going to come out here on a sick one, okay? Madmen, sparing none, okay? They're going to get out here and really run it up on you people. And also, all right, The average American has this dumb, confused, uh, ignorant look on their face, like they don't know what the fuck going on. All right, they're just chasing pleasure, right? So you people are the perfect targets. Okay, the average American is the perfect target for these soldiers to get out here and have their way. Okay, it's gonna be like, feeding a goddamn gazelle to a lion when they get out here, right? Because you people ain't gonna know what the hell going on, So let me read this poster. It's 2 posters that I seen. I'll read them, okay, and then we'll get a scripture, and then we'll keep going from there. All right. It says on March 22nd, 2026, Israel forces tortured an 18-month-old baby. You see that? Tortured an 18-month-old baby. This is what they do, right? So when them IDF soldiers get out here, when them Israeli defense forces, when they get out here, okay, expect your kids to be in trouble, because a lot of them is some sickos, and there's some pedos, man, in that military, in that Israeli military, man. Remember, they're Edomites, man. They're Amalek, the worst of Esau. Okay, them is some niggas that ain't right. All right, and they don't give a fuck. They'll torture a child. They'll sexually abuse a child, man. Okay. It says little Kareem Abu Nassar was abducted in Al-Maghazi camp, Gaza. The IDF tortured little Kareem for 10 hours in front of his father. They burned cigarettes into the child's leg and inserted a metal nail. Damn. The child was later released and handed over to his mother through the International Red Cross. Kareem's father remains in detention. You could expect, when they touch down out here, you could expect shit to, to go in that type of direction. Okay? A lot of you people's kids is going to be separated from you, right? Because these soldiers, when they get out here, they're going to regulate people, all right? And they're going to split families up. Okay, well, the kids need to go to this detention center. The parents need to go to this one, all right? And you'll never see your child again, okay? You'll never see your child again. This is the wrath of the Lord that's coming to Babylon the Great. All right, this is another poster, all right? It says death toll. At least 3,000 people have been killed in Iran, including 168 children, and killed in a single strike on a girls' school. 20,000 people are reported wounded. A total of 92,000 civilian buildings have been damaged. Israeli strikes in Lebanon have killed at least 1,094 people, including 122 children and 16 medics, and 3,119 injuries. Israel has also called for the forced displacement of over 1 million residents in South Lebanon. At least 75,000 Palestinians killed in Gaza, including over 21,000 children. 14 U.S. soldiers have been killed and 200 wounded, 15 Israelis killed. Daily cost estimated at $891.4 million to over $1 billion daily. 16.5 billion spent in 12 days, paid for by the U.S. taxpayer. See that? Okay, so this is the damage that's going on. All right, that Israel, all right, is doing in places like Lebanon and Palestine. Right, this is what they're doing, man. Okay, and them same soldiers, them same monsters is going to get out here and do you people filthy. All right, because this is the recompense for these people's wickedness out here, man. Okay, the Lord is getting ready to answer this. All right, and he gonna answer this with some monsters. Okay, some motherfuckers that are insane with guns, and they got authority. Okay, and they've been given power by the U.S. government to do whatever the fuck they want. Okay, let me get a scripture real quick, and then I got some more things. This is Deuteronomy 28, starting at verse 49. It says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Yeah, them goddamn Israeli forces, they're gonna get out here speaking that what's that shit, that Yiddish. They're gonna get out here and speak that shit to you people. You ain't gonna know what's going on. Put a gun in your face, AR-15 in your face, gun butts you, break your teeth in your mouth. And like I said, you're not gonna be able to bring them up on charges, man. Okay, ain't gonna be no charges, all right, that's gonna be brought up on them, man. All right. You're not gonna be able to let me call this hotline. That wasn't fair what they did. Nah, man. Okay. They're gonna give the U.S. government is gonna relinquish all authority to them, and they're gonna be able to do whatever the hell they want. That's why you need the Lord, man. You're gonna need the Lord, all right, in these coming times. Verse 50, it says, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. See? What happened to this 18-month-old baby, okay? And you already know how these Edomites, how they feel about you Israelites. So imagine what they're going to do to your children, right? If they did this to this child, right? Imagine what they're going to do to your children, man. You Israelites, okay? They're going to really do your children in, all right? They're going to torture them in front of your eyes, man, okay? Verse 51, and grandma, yes, because it says, we shall not regard the person of the old, right? So grandma, grandpa, the elderly, the senior citizens, they're going to get it too. They're going to be getting slammed on the floor. They're going to get their arms broken, okay? You know, a lot of you people are going to be held hostage by these crazy niggas, all right? It's going to be real bad, man. Verse 51, it says, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep until he have destroyed thee. Talking about your resources, your substance. A lot of these soldiers, these foreign soldiers, is going to hijack the American person. So for a lot of you niggas that think that you're saving up for the last days, I got a doomsday bunker, I got this, that, and a generator. Well, guess what? All right, it's not just going to have to be the average person you're going to have to worry about, the looters and the bandits. It's going to be the soldiers that's supposed to protect and serve the people. They're going to be the ones hijacking your ass. They're going to go inside of your house and snatch all your food, right? They're going to take your generator. They're going to leave your ass with nothing. And if you got something to say about it, all right, they got a hot one for you. They got a hot one for your fucking ass, man. Okay, they got a hot bullet, all right? And they will leave you dead on the living room floor, man. Okay? These are the times that we coming into, man. We coming into the times of no mercy, all right? And that's because these people in America have showed no mercy with their wickedness, man. Okay? You know? Like the scriptures say, these people wickedly exercise themselves. Meaning that these people in America, they treat wickedness like it's a sport. It's not a big deal, right? The fact that you people have allowed faggots and trannies to become a normal citizen in society shows you the moral decay of Babylon, man. All right? Your politicians, your mayors, these people are corrupt. They're Satanists. All right? You people still celebrate Halloween. You Negroes are still talking about you black. It's time for you people to get your ass whooped, man. It's time for you people to be introduced into some individuals that are worse than you. And that's going to be these soldiers, these foreign soldiers, these IDF soldiers. They also got Hamite soldiers. They got Asian soldiers, man. Okay. Everybody going to be whooping you Americans' ass pretty soon, man. Everybody, man. Okay. Let's see, verse 52, it says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. Okay. So in a besiegement is basically taking over the landmass, right? Like how they're trying to take over Palestine, like how they, you know what I mean? Like how they taking over these other places, okay? Through what they'll say democracy or we're trying to make it better. You know, they'll sit there and say there's terrorists over there, right? To get the sympathy of the people. But really they just trying to besiege people. They just trying to close people in, right? Restrict your movement, keep you in 15-minute zones, and have their way with you. And don't forget, okay, these same soldiers is going to be forcing people to get the chip too. They're going to be forcing you people to get the mark of the beast too, man. Okay? And if you don't want to take that, then, all right, you know, there's the guillotine, man. Right? They're going to chop your head off. Okay? Or if the Lord really ain't fucking with you, you don't want to get that mark of the beast, they might take you into some black site and just torture your ass, man. Okay? It says until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest. Yeah, right. And the average person that trusts in the the defense of the American government. Okay? You people have been conditioned with police, right? You got 911. You call the police at any time. So you know what I mean? People don't think that anything bad can happen to motherfuckers out here. You know, you got some people out here that, oh, I got a good job. I'm important to the economy, right? The government wouldn't flip on me. I'm important to the economy. They need me. They don't need you people, man. All right? They don't need you, man. They rather you die. Why you think they put out that CV-19 jab, man? They didn't give a fuck who got affected by that. They just wanted people dead, man. Okay? They wanted to decrease the population, man. All right? So your money and your status in this world, in Babylon and America, is not going to be able to save you from, this situation right here. Okay? These niggas right here. And it's not going to be able to save you from these wicked niggas, man. All right? Because it's going to be the Lord that's going to bring these niggas upon you, man. And there ain't going to be nothing you can do if you have not repented, man. Okay? It says, throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. All right. These soldiers going to be all up in the ghettos. All right. Where all of you Israelites are, because that's ultimately who they want to get. OK, that's ultimately who they want to get. That's who they want to really bring the punishment on. OK, these foreign soldiers, they really want to bring the punishment upon you Negro, Latinos and Native Americans. OK, because everybody around the world can see your shame. OK, and you Israelites forget that you have enemies, man. OK. And your enemies, okay, they don't have the mentality of, oh, well, the Israelites have suffered enough. All right, leave them alone. No, they got the mentality of, okay, look how weak they are. Look how degenerate they are. Look at they women. Look how effeminate the men are. You know what? Let's go up in there and let's go ahead and kick them while they down. Fuck them. Because they're your enemy, man. All right. So don't expect any mercy from these soldiers when they get out here, man. All right. Especially you Israelites. Look how ICE is chasing you niggas down, man. ICE ain't got no mercy on you. You try to sit there. Oh, well, I've been in America for 20 years. Nope, nigga, you're an immigrant. Get your ass on this guy. Get your ass in this van, nigga. Taking you to a concentration camp. All right. These are your enemies we're talking about, man. Okay. So let me get something, man. Let me get a couple things, man. I looked up something on Google. I put crimes of IDF soldiers, right? Let's see what these IDF soldiers have been about, right? Let's see what they've been doing around the world, man. How they've been causing havoc everywhere. All right. So keep in mind what I read right here. Keep in mind that this is going to come to America very soon. OK, it says international bodies and human rights organizations accuse the Israel Defense Forces of war crimes, including forced displacement, starvation, and direct attacks on civilians. Israel strongly denies these allegations, stating its military actions target Hamas militants and adhere to international law. All right. It says targeting civilians and infrastructure. OK. Destruction of hospitals, schools, and homes. Right. Be a lot of bombs out here, too, man. They're going to just be blowing people's houses up, blowing up hospitals, man. OK. About to be a lot of dead bodies. All right. Let's see. Forced displacement, watchdogs cite mass repeated evacuation orders and the systematic razing of neighborhoods, meaning that they burning down neighborhoods, as illegal, forced displacement, and crimes against humanity. Treatment of detainees, right? So this is when they get you in them concentration camps. Okay. Reports from human rights groups describe the mistreatment, torture, and abuse of Palestinian prisoners and detainees in military facilities. Now, this is something I looked up as well. I put crimes of IDF soldiers on women. All right, because what did the scriptures say? Micah 7:10, right? Then it's in the book of Isaiah. Forgot exactly where it's at, but it talks about many days and years shall you women be troubled, right? So these soldiers, these foreign soldiers, man, they're going to get out here and run these women down, man. Okay, you women. That's why we always say you women are in trouble, all right? Especially you single, independent women that think you don't need a man, all right? Well, if you don't want to, come under the covering of a man, and you're going to need a righteous man, a man of Yahweh, Shimi Awashai, right? If you don't want to come under that covering, well, you're going to have to deal with men that are monsters. You're going to have to deal with men that are sick in the head, all right? And men that are going to abuse you, all right? Okay? Not just sexually assault you, but torture you too, man. That's what these soldiers be doing. What you think they be doing to them Palestinian women, man? They torture them women, man. Okay? They torture. They stick all sorts of sharp objects inside of they box. And they can't wait to do that to you Americans, man. I'm telling you. All right? Nobody around the world likes Americans, man. Okay? Americans are proud, stupid, right? Don't know what the hell's going on, and then think they know everything at the same time. Nobody likes you Americans. These soldiers can't wait to get out here and stump a mud hole in you niggas, man. Okay? Even you fucking you goddamn revolutionary Edomites, man, that bleed red, white, and blue. All right, some Edomite in the trailer park. I'm taking back my country, right? They can't wait to get at you niggas either, man. All right, but you women, okay, you women are gonna get it the worst, man. They gonna make slaves out of you women, man. All right, you Israelite women, oh, they definitely want to get you, man. All right, they definitely want to get you. Okay. So let's read this. It says independent international organizations and human rights experts have documented widespread allegations of gender-based crimes and sexual violence committed by Israel Defense Forces soldiers against Palestinian women. They doing that to the Palestinian women. What you think they're going to do out here to these American women? And them Palestinian women, they're not as slutty and exposed as the American woman. All right. They're not running around with booty shorts. The average woman out there in Palestine is not running around looking like a stripper, right? With a whole bunch of piercings in her face, tattoos, bartender, right? That's the American women. You American women, okay, have hypersexualized yourself to the point of no return. So when these soldiers get out here, they're gonna see all that ass. Every bitch is walking around with her ass out, her titties out, right? Before these niggas even get to you, these niggas is gonna be horny. They're gonna be horny to the motherfucker looking at you women, man. All right. And as soon as they get the go ahead and the American government says, okay, have at them. Oh man, watch, man. We gonna be seeing, hey, just prepare your mind, brothers. Okay. You're gonna be seeing women in your local neighborhood getting dragged off by soldiers, man. Right? It might be 3 soldiers dragging her off into an alley. Right? She's screaming for her life. You know what I mean? Yelling out, somebody help me. You know? Bitches getting kidnapped off the block. Right? Soldiers coming and just kidnapping bitches, man. You're going to be hearing stories about women that you knew, or women that your sister know, or whatever. Right? You're going to be hearing stories about women getting sexually assaulted by these soldiers, man. And it's going to increase to the highest rate, man. To the point to where it's not even going to be safe for a bitch to be outside, man. Okay? That's how much they're going to hunt you women down, man. They're going to be kicking in your door. And a lot of you women, you live by yourself with a dog, right? They're going to kick in your door, okay? And they're going to do your ass in your apartment, man. Okay? Sexual violence and rape and assault. Women detained from Gaza and West Bank have provided detailed testimonies to UN panels regarding instances of, I don't want to keep saying that word, so rape by male soldiers while being videotaped. Yeah, they're sadistic, man. They videotaping the sexual assault against these women, man. They're sadistic. They want to see you women squirm, man. They want to hurt you. All right? These foreign soldiers want to hurt you, man. Okay? These ain't police officers, man. See, a police officer be trying to, they be trying to keep it cool, but you got to frustrate them for them to want to put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? This ain't like the 1950s where the cop would just pull you over and just beat your ass for no apparent reason. Now you got to frustrate the cop. You got to be talking back. You got to, you know what I'm saying? But these soldiers, nah, you're not going to need to provoke them. They're not going to need no real motive. They're going to do it because they want to do it, man. All right? They're going to do it because they want to do it. All right? Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. It says invasive equipment violations. Testimonies include reports of female detainees being penetrated and violated using mechanical, medical, or inspection devices. They sticking sharp objects inside of you, man. Okay, they're gonna rip you women up. All right, and this is gonna be the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Hey, we always said, especially here at Great Millstone, that you women are going to be judged, and you're going to be judged very, very severe. Okay, and a lot of that judgment is going to come from these soldiers, man. All right. These soldiers that really want to get at y'all, man. They all right. These soldiers got Instagram and TikTok too. You don't think they looking at you bitches, right? You don't think they looking at you American women pop your ass every fucking photo, every video and shit, right? Every photo, every video, the American woman is just slutted out, man. They can't wait to get over here, man. Shit. And you could understand, you could see it from their point of view. If you was a man, if you was a wicked ass nigga in a wicked ass army, right? And they told you that you're going to be deployed to America, right? And you're going to be patrolling the streets and you'll have free range to do whatever you want. Just keep the people in line. Man, what? You going to be looking for them women. You're going to be looking for them women that you was seeing online, pop their ass out with their titties out. And you're going to be willing to do something to them, man. Okay? This is a reality, man. All right. Let's see, man. Yeah, so you can see all this, man. All right. This is a lot to read, but it's a lot it's a lot of plans that they got for the American women, man. All right. When these soldiers touch down, man, they got plans for you women, man. And so do them Hamite soldiers. So do them, whatever foreign soldiers they're going to send out here, man. All right. They all got plans for you American women, man. Okay. Just mark my words on that, man. All right. Pretty soon. Okay. It's going to be very, it's not going to be safe for women to be outside frolicking around. Okay. Playing in the streets. Okay. Pretty soon, it ain't going to be safe, man. All right. So let me get this last one. This is Isaiah 13 and 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. You see that? Let me see if we can go up a little. Is there anything we could get off of this? No, that's all right. Well, you know what? We'll keep going. All right. It says, verse 16. I'll read it again. Isaiah 13 and 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. All right. So you seen them post, right? This shit, right? Your children is going to suffer. All right. It ain't going to be no pity, no mercy. All right. A lot of bullets is going to be flying. Straight bullets is going to hit your little daughter, man. All right. A straight bullet is going to hit your son. Okay. And you ain't going to have no time to do no proper funeral. You're going to have to take that nigga out to some fucking, some dirt area. And you're going to have to just bury him in the ground. And that's it. You're going to have to keep going with your life because the economy is going to be finished. All right. The glitz and glamour of America is over. All right. Once these soldiers get out here and once martial law is, in full effect, all right, the glitz and glamour of America is over. No more Postmates, all right? No more nightclubs, no more none of that shit, all right? You're going to be living your life as a fucking prisoner, man. Okay? You're going to be walking on eggshells, man. All right? It says, their houses shall be spoiled. Right. Okay? So, you know, a lot of these soldiers, like I said, they're going to hijack you people. They're going to take everything you got, your resources. All right? And they're going to use it for themselves. All right? They're going to eat your food in front of you. They might tie you up to a goddamn chair and you just got to sit there and watch them niggas eat all your food, use all your resources. There ain't nothing you could do about it. You done spend thousands of dollars trying to prepare for the apocalypse just to lose it all, man, in front of you, man. All right? By the same authority that's meant to protect your ass, man. Okay? And here's the point. It says, and their wives ravished. You see that? Their wives ravished. You know what that means, man. Okay? You know what that means. You know, all right? That means that, all right, you women are going to be in some serious trouble. All right? Like we always say, you want to ride the cock carousel is going to ride you. Okay? All right? A lot of you women are going to be slaves pretty soon. You didn't want to relinquish any authority to a man because you thought you was better and you was on that feminist bullshit. Well, all right, you're going to be a slave to a man in the worst way very soon, man. All right? A monster that don't give a fuck about you. All right? That'll put a bullet in your head if you talk back to him, man. All right? And ain't nobody coming to help you. Okay? Let me get this last one right here. This is verse 18. Isaiah 13 and 18, it says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Okay? This is what it's coming down to. All right? This is what it's coming down to, man. And it's in verse 17. I'm going to go up to 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. That's talking about, Iran. Okay, because they would be regarded as the Medes, all right? The Persians, okay? Persians and Medes, all right? And you can see they're being stirred up, okay? They're being stirred up, man, right? Well, they've been stirred up. I'm not even going to say that they're being stirred up. They are stirred up. America is in a full-scale war with Iran. So it's only a matter of time, man, till everything goes sideways, man, okay? Everything is getting ready to go sideways, man, all right? And the average American is going to be face to face with these niggas pretty soon, man. They're going to get the police up out of here. Okay. They're going to completely defund them, or they're going to say, okay, ain't no more police. Because when things get hot and heated, right? You think the police is going to really be out here able to restore order? The police can't even keep a crackhead off the street, man. Right? Police will take a goddamn prostitute to jail. The prostitute get right back on the corner as soon as she get let out, and the police can't do a goddamn thing about it, man. Police can't stop the gang banging activity. The police are limited, man. They're going to have to get the police the fuck up out of here, and they're going to have to introduce this to the world, man. These niggas with high-tech weaponry and some soldiers that don't give a fuck. All right? And them IDF soldiers are going to be you Americans' worst nightmare very soon, man. Okay? So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I'll give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. All right? Lord willing, to the next video.